Good morning and welcome back to another Philosophical Wednesday. I'm with my friend Big Red. He's an LPN and he's been working as one for about 5 years. I hope you all enjoy. And if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I release new content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every Monday is a Manliness Monday where I go over things like beard care, gun safety, camping, and just general good life advice. Every Wednesday is a philosophical question where I split hairs for a while and hope that you gain something out of it. And every Friday is a project video where I cover things like bottle stoppers, beard beads, furniture, and even the camera stand that I'm shooting on right now. So hit that subscribe button and join me. Let's get to it, guys. Now, there is a specific reason I chose this question.
Oh God, I'm scared.
And it does refer back to another question. That's why I chose it.
Okay.
If the transporters in Star Trek existed and you used it, your particles would be disintegrated and then reassembled. Do you die every single time? Are you ever alive at two places at once? Or are you ever completely dead? If you assume that you die in the first place.
I guess that would depend. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm a Star Trek fan.
Oh, me too. I love this question because of that.
I like it too. It's just, I'm going to answer it, obviously. I just don't think I can appropriately answer it because I don't know all the physics that they say are involved in the transporter.
Mm-hmm.
However,
I am nerdy enough too.
Of course you do. In my limited knowledge of the transporter system, I would assume that one is placed in a sort of suspended animation while their atoms are being transported from one place to another. And since they have to go through space, you're not actually alive in both spaces because you don't completely exist in both places. That there's a certain amount of transportation involved, you know?
Well, okay, let me lay a little knowledge on you.
Okay.
The way that it works in their universe and their theory is that your body is scanned and broken down into bits of data. Each atom, you know, all the nucleuses, where all the electrons are, everything.
Okay,
Perfectly
so they're
as possible.
blueprinting.
Yes.
Okay.
And then your body is disintegrated, so it's completely destroyed, and you exist only as data. And then using that data, they remotely reconstruct you
In the other place that
in
you're
the
supposed
other
to be going
location. And there are several episodes that deal with this. Even if you exist perfectly as data and nothing else, is your soul still alive? Are you still cognizant of that? And while you're being reconstructed, what is your awareness? What is your state of alive? Because the state of a viable life means it can exist without anything external.
Right.
It can exist by itself. So at what point are you viable? What point do you not become viable? What is your consciousness and awareness throughout that?
What's the time frame that's supposed to exist in between one space or one place to another?
Seconds.
Like seconds or microseconds?
Like it's like 2 seconds. It's like it in the show it takes 2 seconds normally if everything goes correctly
From start to finish?
to reassemble you, and maybe a second or two to deassemble you. You know, are you at 80%? I think it depends on what chunk that's not assembled yet.
I was gonna say, because I mean, if you don't have your brain in your body,
Or certain parts of your heart.
right, you're not going to be able to sustain life in that corporeal form, you know?
Yeah, the only way I think they could get around that... all right, I answered half that in my mind for a second. The only way that would work, and they have this thing called a Heisenberg compensator. The Heisenberg principle means that you can never know with 100% certainty where every electron is, every part of an atom is, at the same time, at any given time.
Electrons are moving too fast, so if you're either The Heisenberg's the one that says that you can't both see where one's at and know where it's at, kind of thing. It's you find where one is, and by the time you find it, it's somewhere else, kind of thing.
No, that's someone else. But anyways, the only way you could actually get around that is to stop all of the atoms.
Okay.
And to do that, you have to bring everything down to 0 degrees Kelvin. Which, first off, is impossible.
Well, unless you throw something into space, because that's where 0 degrees Kelvin exists, isn't it?
You cannot observe 0 degrees Kelvin.
I thought that was absolute zero.
It is. You cannot observe it. It's only theoretical.
Okay.
Because you think, to be able to observe it, there has to be a heat source. If there's a heat source, it's not 0 degrees Kelvin. I know, we're getting more technical than philosophical, but the only way to really assemble somebody exactly as they were is to, at the moment they were frozen to 0 degrees Kelvin and then disassembled, you'd have to have an environment of 0 degrees Kelvin so that all the atoms are exactly as the data says they are,
which would
at the moment of disintegration.
An insane amount of damage to the body.
Oh yeah.
Your blood vessels would burst.
Everything would be frozen. The moment you were assembled, and
as soon as your blood starts pumping, it would just be nucleic goo.
Yeah, as soon as you got
be a blood cell anymore.
Brought out of 0 degrees Kelvin, ice crystals would form. It would be horrible.
It would be bad.
It'd be horrifying.
Heard that.
However,
I'd keep thinking I was like the guy in Doom that was riding around on the little wheelchair. The movie, sorry.
There is no practical way to do it.
Well, I mean, it's all theoretical physics anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
if you look at how it's done in the show, you're scanned into data and then disintegrated. Which of you is you? And then as you're assembled, you're being assembled from the data into a new form.
Well, I mean, if everything is quantified, measured, and calibrated 100%, there's still, it depends if you even believe in a soul.
Yeah.
If one believes in a soul, well, it's an abstract thought. That's not something that you can measure, so how would that transport with you? However, like you said, supposedly they go, it's like an absolute zero, so everything freezes, so everything's self-contained. Well, if everything's self-contained, then how could the soul not go with you? Or does, the soul instantly go to where your body is because it's, that negative space attraction kind of thing.
Yeah.
You introduce something to negative space, it instantly...
This is one of the reasons I love Star Trek, because they do really make you think.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point of it, so...
And those damn tribbles.
They're nothing but trouble. So, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you coming out, and I really appreciate you spending the time with me. And there is a big special thanks to Big Red here for helping me with this last couple set of questions.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below about today's question. There are so many different variables to these questions that there is no way that we covered them all, and I would love to see your perspective. What is your point of view on this?
How about your own questions to those questions too? Anything that we missed or anything like that?
Oh yeah, there's something that there's bound to be.
Obviously, there's stuff we missed.
Tons of things that we just didn't even consider, or things that I had to edit out for reasons.
Like you laughing left, right, and center.
Oh yeah. Or just going down a rabbit hole completely left wing.
Or that radiator.
Or the radiator popping and clicking.
That radiator does not like
I can't wait to get out of this apartment.
I can't blame you.
I said this in the beginning, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button. And if you like this, please drop a like. It really does help the channel out a lot. It helps me out, it helps me grow. It helps me be able to bring you better content in the future.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Big Red. And hey, if you want to see more of me,
yeah, let me know. Let me know if you want to see, me have more discussions with them down in the comment section below, or any of my other guests. And as always, guys, I do this in the morning to help you be thoughtful throughout the day. Enjoy.